Hey everyone, welcome to day 26. Today is 20th of March, and today we're going over Docker networking and Docker registry. So to start Docker networking, there's free networks in Docker, and by default they use the bridge network, and it's very easy to specify what network you want to work it on by simply adding the network parameter. So docker run whatever you want to run, and then with the network parameter, and then select either none or host, because if you want to just run the bridge, you can just leave it with nothing. So let's get into more specifics. The three types: bridge network. This is the default one where it's a private network created by Docker on the host, and usually they have an IP address of 172.17. whatever range, and they can communicate with each other using those addresses. And if it's since the default one, I gave you an example yesterday where a few days ago where if I want to run it locally, I'll have to expose the IP address. Next we have a host network. So this is this one, like its name says, uses the host network directly, which eliminates all the other network isolations between container and Docker host. And obviously with this one, the port that you're using will be able to be accessed with your local host as well. And next we got non-network, which just distinguishes the container from any networking, so it's just completely by itself, completely isolated. And how do we, it's not just these three are like the main default ones kind of by Docker, but we can also make custom ones. In order to further isolate containers, you can make your own network using the bridge driver and a custom subnet with the following command. So docker network create, and everything, all of these are on the same line. So Docker network create with the parameter driver, maybe you want to use bridge, and then subnet, the IP address, and then the name of it. So all that will just be on one line. I just did this so it can be a bit clearer. Now how do you see all your networks? Docker network alias, pretty simple. And if you want more details on all the networks, simply do docker inspect container name or IP address assigned to the container to see what network settings they have and the IP address. And containers on the same network can communicate using the container names, which is a lot easier for us to think together and memorize. And next we got Docker registry. So I've already explained what a registry is, right? That's like a library, and we know that by default Docker uses the Docker Hub registry or docker.io in order to pull images from. And I went over private registries, but never went over how exactly you access them. So you actually need to log into them. So here's an example: Docker login to whatever private registry it is with your username and password. And after logging in, you can run the container by specifying the private registry and the image names like this. And then setting up a custom on-premise Docker registry. So if you're running applications on-premise and you lack a pre-configured private registry, you can deploy your own Docker registry, and it's distributed as a Docker image named registry, which exposes this API on port 5000. So in order to start your custom registry, simply run docker run. This is detached. This is how you want to specify the port 5000, and you add the name, and then registry 2. So after you've done that, you want to tag your image. So whatever name they're called, simply write docker image tag and then the name, and then localhost 5000, and then the name again, and then push the tagged image to your local private registry with docker push, and then localhost 5000, and then the name of your image. And now this image can be pulled from any hosts within your network using localhost if you're on the same machine, or the IP address. So you can go with either docker pull localhost or docker pull the IP address. So that's the basics of Docker network and registry. As I said before, it's always good to go back and look at the other notes and practice. So I've still been doing the Linux projects. So today on day 9, we're talking about arrays. So I've already written 1, 2, and 3. So here's my answer for 1. So what they asked for is write a script that creates an array of your favorite food and print each item. So that's pretty simple. Let's run it. to see. So there you go, favorite foods. So how this works is I make an array, right, of favorite foods, and then simply loop and print every single element one by one. Pretty simple. And next, we can go task 2. This one pretty much asks for a command line argument and to store an array, and then print the number of arguments, each argument's value. So here the number of arguments is the command line, so we initialize that as an array, and then the echo number of arguments is the length of the argument, right, how many things inside. And then for argument and arguments, it just loops until the end, echo whatever it is, the argument, whatever is inside the value. So let's say we want to add my name, my age, and favorite food or something, ramen. So it should echo that is free, and it will tell us each one. Yep. And then last but not least, let's go to class 3. So this one, pretty much it looks at like the specific function, and it will only print back the unique value. So if there's multiple of one type, it will just not print them. So for example here, basketball, football, tennis, football, it will only print basketball, football, tennis. It won't print extra basketball and football. So here's the function unique elements. We localize some variables such as the scene variable in the unique array, and for the items in the command line, which is in this case here, if there is nothing in scene item, so when you start there's nothing, right, because we haven't added anything into it, it's empty right now, we add the item into unique array, and then unique array will have the first one, that's basketball, and then we'll add that as, we'll change that value to 1. So now each time as it goes, if it's seen something, if it's for the first time, it will add value 1 to it, that way it won't be empty. And so once we get back to it, it will say that, oh look, there's something in it, so skip. So if you try run this, as you can see, from these we'll only print the unique ones, basketball, football, and tennis. Anyways, that's all I've done. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.